Hi, my name is Sarah Mobley, and my pitch deck I chose is sex trafficking. Um, so that's the problem that I chose, and my solution is to bring awareness to it. So, according to the UN on drugs and crime, an estimated amount of 99 billion illegal profits is generated per year from commercial sexual exploitation. To put that into perspective, Netflix made 8.7 billion in 2024. The NFL made an estimated 23 billion in 2024, and Sephora generated 19.4 billion in 2024. All of those three companies combined made less than sex trafficking per year. Those are some popular companies that we are familiar with that helps us understand just how dominant the sex trafficking business is. I know you guys, I don't know about you guys, but that makes me want to throw up. Despite being a major global crisis, sex trafficking is an undeniable issue and worldwide and receives minimal media attention. Driven by a commitment to shed light on this issue, I have thoroughly researched various articles, books, and testimonials of survivors to help us better understand all aspects of sex trafficking. To raise awareness about this critical issue, I will address the following questions. When did sex trafficking begin? What factors have contributed to it worsening? What actions can we take as civilians to combat this problem? All right. So, the origin of sex trafficking. Sex trafficking has grown drastically today, but it has not always been this way. So, let's start with what is sex trafficking? For those of you still wondering, the UNODC defines human trafficking as the act of gathering, moving, receiving, or keeping human beings by threat, force, or coercion or deception for exploitation purposes. Several articles and books I've read attribute the first sex trafficking incidents date back to the mid 1800s when Chinese women were trafficked into the United States. By the 1900s, by the 1900s, sexual exploitation was at an all-time high in the United States and across the world. Um, this graphic right here shows that 40% of sex trafficking victims are Native American. Um, and that is from the FBI, and that's super sad and important to me because I am Native American. Um, Streaming services allow the victim to stay in one place and be exploited worldwide. Um, so the digital revolution has really been an inhibitor that, not an inhibitor, it's made it easier for people to be sexually exploited, which is super sad. And I'm talking about babies, I'm talking about toddlers, teens, and adults. All of these people can be victims of sex trafficking. And sadly, it's most common for children to be targeted. Many factors contribute to sex trafficking's continuous growth, but one of the most prominent I have already stated is the rise of streaming. Whew. As UNICEF states, the number of forcibly displaced people the world has over doubled in the last decade to 122 million in 2024. Another reason for its growing popularity is sex trafficking is an online high reward and low risk. Um, I lost my, sorry, I have my outline right here and I'm using it as a guide. It's sex trafficking is high reward and low risk. Um, so here's a graphic here kind of explaining what I just said. Unlike the drug trade, where the product is sold once in a single transaction, human beings can be sold again and again. Costs are low since they're just kidnapped against their will, and profits are really high. The International Labor Organization estimates that annual profits from human trafficking and forced labor are 236 billion. It's just heartbreaking. Although this information can be overwhelming and sickening, there are certain measures we can take as civilians to raise awareness and keep everyone safe around us. Some ways that we can bring awareness to sex trafficking is support and uplifting the survivors, being there for them if they need to talk, hearing them out, and just listening to their stories. Mental health is a crisis in this day and age in society, and it's important that we're there for each other. Be alert and informed about sex trafficking. Don't be walking around on your phone. Try to keep your head on a swivel when you're leaving Walmart or Target, walking in a parking lot. It's one of the most common places where it can happen. Seek help if you feel like you're being targeted. Um, about a year ago, on the back of my car, there were the letters AF, and I was like, huh, what does that stand for? So I went to the police and made a police report, and they told me that AF stands for alone female, which is super scary because I was traveling alone. So it's super important to seek help if you feel like you might be a target. Increase your training and learn more about it. There's so many training programs that will teach you defense mechanisms, and there's so many resources available. And take action in your local community. Uh, Go to nonprofits and volunteer. Just try to help out wherever needed because this is a huge issue. Meet Maria Trusa. She's a sex trafficking survivor, awareness advocate, CEO, and a successful author. Maria Trusa says the most dangerous battle to fight is silence, which I thought that was so powerful. Victims must tell their stories, and civilians, if you see something off, call the police. Trusa was sex trafficked and brutally raped by her own dad at age 9. Her story is hard to hear, and it might make you squirm in your seat, but if you have not been affected, the least you can do is listen. And not to have the mindset of, oh, this is too sad, I can't watch. Well, that was her life, and we cannot ignore these issues forever because it is too sad. We need to bring awareness. According to acf.gov, you can also be alert, know facts, seek help, and increase your training. Maria Trusa is a hero and a role model for so many for seeking out about the hard things that she endured. And this is one of the awesome videos. It's a short 3-minute video. If you have time to watch it, it's really great. And she shares her story. Absolutely amazing person. So my business proposal. So before I get into the actual proposal, here are some of my goals for it. I want to bring as much awareness as possible. The head news medias and most people on social media don't want to talk about sex trafficking because it's too sad, it like ruins your day. But we need to get away from this mindset and talk about it because it really is a real problem. Um, I want everyone to be more aware of what's going on, and if everyone is more aware, hopefully bystanders can intercede and hopefully stop sex trafficking from happening if they see it going on in a parking lot or wherever. So my business proposal plan is to create viral hashtags, create advocate organizations with influential creators supporting the event. I want to include micro influencers and macro influencers, both. And this annual event, I'll be inviting all influencers and local communities. And hopefully, this will be held in several different towns and states across the United States. I'm going to have them use hashtags like sex trafficking sucks, bring awareness to sex trafficking, and traffic no more. I'll have a panel where survivors will come to this event and share their stories so everybody else can hear. Um, Hopefully, have some local businesses attend as well, and sex trafficking books available for purchase and survivors' stories. Um, But yeah, that is my business proposal. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it if you watched all the way through. That means so much to me because I'm really passionate about this issue and I think it's so sad. So thank you for listening. Here's my work cited and all the sources I used. Super great. But thank you so much. That was my pitch deck.